Talkin GK with Conway.
Aloha! Welcome, my lovely listeners. I am Conway Fitzgerald. Welcome to Talking GK with Conway. This is sort of the companion piece for my series, which you've been watching. Thank you. And for those of you who are new, my new subscribers, welcome to the adventure. Thank you so much for becoming part of it. Spoiler alert, though, I am at the point now where we're talking about chapter 24. So if you have a little catching up to do, some elements might confuse or perhaps spoil. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that. But welcome so much. Also, I'd like to say thank you so much again to all of my beautiful Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. If those of you would like to know more about how for less than the price of a monthly comic book, you can help produce and help me get this book published, there's the address right there. And it would mean so much to me. But thank you so much for all the subscribers, Patreon supporters, and even you, the listeners. Thank you. So today on the show, we have a special sneak peek. That's right. I am going to be releasing next month what I'm calling Sci-Fi Saturdays, where I'm going to be releasing my sci-fi novel, IFO. And today on the show, I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek of the beginning of it. About the first 3 minutes or so of the first chapter. So that'll be here. Plus we have viewer mail. We have some new stats for those of you who are interested in applying some of the storyline to your D&D adventures. I've got some more stats for you thanks to our stats committee. And also a new quiz.
Viewer comments.
Okay, it's time for viewer mail. So what viewer mail is you can email me here. You can comment below, folks. I love comments. Comments are like my favorite thing. When I put these things out and you folk comment, you let me know what you think and how you feel. Oh, that's the best reward that I can get for doing this. So sometimes when I comment on the comments, I get a little nervous because I don't want to scare you off, but feel free to say whatever. I don't want to scare you folks off with my replies. I love your comments so much, so please keep them coming. My first comment comes from William Myers. William says, awesome chapter. The high action, the wonderful planning, and my GK t-shirt coming in the day before my birthday. Could not wish for anything more. Well, William, happy birthday, and thank you so much for obtaining your very own Giant Killers t-shirt. That's right. Once again, here's the address if you'd like to go to the Teespring store to get your own Giant Killers merch. For those of you who maybe are a little bit down on your financials this month, I'm going to show you way later how you might be able to acquire one for free. All right, and thank you, William, and I'm glad that it made your birthday something special. My next comment comes from Nuzlock Griff. Nuzlock Griff, did I say that right? Nuz says, you know a story is good when it strikes you to the core. I'm almost speechless right now, for the most part, trying to cope with how everything took such a turn. I'll give you my full review more in depth once I have a long rest and recover all of my HP, my heart points. You just shattered, you mad lad. Well, Nuz, I hope you've recovered, my dear. I'm an artist. That I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to upset anyone, but I definitely want to move you emotionally. So that is among the greatest compliments that you can give me. Chapter 22 was a rough one. You can't say though I didn't give you some hints that something like that was going to happen. But I'm glad that it moved you and that you found it enjoyable. All right, my third comment comes from Lee Osborne. Lee says, what an amazing, heart-pounding chapter. Only 4 left. That's right. There are 28 chapters in the Giant Killers epic saga. Plus, I'm going to add an epilogue that I'm actually still in the process of writing. So I think I'm going to actually complete it after this is all over. So we'll have a special episode where I'll do the epilogue, which will sort of be a teaser for the next novel, which is called The New Triumvirate. So that'll be coming. But yes, 28 chapters, and then the Giant Killers is fini. But as I mentioned, I'm going to have some new stuff coming out all the time, so you don't need to leave me. Please don't leave me. Anyway, he said, by the way, might I steal or modify Silveroon for one of my own campaigns? And I say, of course. Nothing makes me happier than inspiring some of you who are gamers. Like I mentioned, my experience with RPG goes back to the 1980s. Yeah, I'm a fossil. Anyway, but thankfully, I have a D&D committee headed up by our friend Darth Vader. And because he's very interested in obtaining order in the Force, he wants to make sure that there is a reference for all of the characters, and he's an expert on 5e. So once again, Darth, who you might remember was my guest on one of the previous episodes, has now updated Kaylee Zastiri, Dan Tanuvial, and Silveroon. So I'm going to have the links in the descriptions below. Thanks again, Darth, for doing that. You are awesome. And you folks, if you have any questions or if there's any characters you want to know more about or maybe see a similar description, let me know in the comments below. And if we didn't already, the committee will put it together for you.
Let's do the quiz.
Now, this quiz is going to be a little bit different because I'm actually going to have 3 winners. That's right. Can you believe it? But they're going to be 3 tiers. And this is going to sort of be a subjective prize. Whereas there is a correct answer, I'm also going to be offering you folks some points for style and description. So for those of you who are writers, who feel like you're creative in your descriptions, I'm going to give you extra bonus points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 3 awards. For levels 3 and 2, you're both going to be winners of, check them out. You got the Giant Killers sticker, full color sticker, plus, thanks to our friend Adam at Speargrass Forge, I have a couple of Speargrass Forge stickers to offer as well. You might recall Adam, who is a forger of many awesome things. He's a smithy down under. And he's sent me a couple of stickers for you guys. So thank you, Adam, for doing that. That is awesome. You can see his page right there. He is at Speargrass Forge, and it's fun. Even if you're not a blacksmith yourself, it's fun to watch and learn about how he makes stuff like that. And he's been a great resource for me as well in terms of answering questions about forging and things to make this show a little bit more realistic. So thank you, Adam, for doing that. So that'll be for prizes 2 and 3. For first prize, you can have your choice of a Giant Killers t-shirt or a cup. You let me know from the Teespring store what it is you'd like, and I'll send it to you. So here is the quiz. Oftentimes, you've heard Quell say this.
A phantasm was triggered. It was the face of Quell, appearing much like Fergus had at his temple, in a large, ominous, and almost godly specter. His voice echoed through the canyon.
Now you know true pain. Now you know.
The dark, emotionless face of Quell repeated himself, followed by a round of his careless laughter.
You know.
I fell to my knees crying. I was now ready to join them.
You know.
I should share in their fate, I thought. I should never have left Dan's side.
So, in your best description, what do you think Quell Tavor means when he says true pain? What does he seems to, this seems to be a thing for him. What does he mean when he says, now you will feel true pain? What in his view is true pain? So as I mentioned, I do have a very specific answer, but I'm looking to give bonus points for those of you who can be creative in your descriptions. So as always, the rules are as follows. And yes, if you'd like some hints, I love comments. So those of you who take advantage of that can certainly ask for hints in the comments below.
And now, your feature presentation.
Here it is, folks. This is the YouTube premiere of my brand new audiobook entitled IFO. I actually wrote it back in 2003, so it is from that time. And I'm going to give you folks a little teaser of the first chapter. And let me know in the comments below if you like it, if you're excited, if you're hooked, if you gotta have more. I'm going to have a segment probably starting in March called Sci-Fi Saturdays. Don't worry, Giant Killers fans, it's not going to take away from your Giant Killers saga being completed. It's something I've been working on for a while to try to get episodes in the can so that I can give you a regular delivery of the Sci-Fi Saturday. So let me know how you like it. Here it is, IFO.
IFO by Conway Fitzgerald. Chapter 1. An Amber Alert was broadcast in the late afternoon over Albuquerque, New Mexico. A public call to action to keep a lookout for an abducted child. According to her grandparents, a young girl named Jessica Samuels had been taken from the backyard of her Copper Ridge home in a dark van. The girl's grandparents were her legal guardians, as both of Jessica's parents had been deemed missing persons for several years prior. There wasn't much more information for the police to go on, other than the girl's grandparents' odd hunch that they believed Jessica had been abducted by their son, Jessica's missing father, whom they had not seen in several years. Checkpoints had been established on the highways throughout the Albuquerque rush hour. As the sun set on the parched desert floor, there were no signs of the girl's abductors. So many dark vans were stopped, searched, and questioned, but no missing girl was found inside. Then, at 7:26 p.m., New Mexico State Trooper Alex Villalobos heard a call come from dispatch on his radio. Trooper Villalobos realized he was likely the closest to that location. That turnoff was a service road that led to an abandoned quarry about 6 miles from his location.
Copy that, dispatch. 8-2 responding.
The dusk light of the big sky above had now succumbed to darkness as the trooper's Crown Vic accelerated down the nearly barren highway. His lights flashed and sirens blared as he made best speed to the service road. As he made the turnoff and followed Route 337, all Trooper Villalobos could see was the single dotted divider of the road. Those yellow passing lanes were enveloped rapidly, illuminating the road with the blue and red flashes of his squad car as it raced towards the reported crime scene. Trooper Villalobos flew over a small incline. On the other side of the hill, he noticed brake lights ahead in the valley. He radioed dispatch that he believed he had located the vehicle in question. His car rumbled as it left the paved road and traversed the barren desert towards the stopped vehicle. When he reached the van, which fit the description, he noticed the driver's door and the rear sliding doors were open. He pulled his Smith & Wesson .357 and opened the door to his cruiser, using it as a shield before him.
State police, release the girl and put your hands in the air.
He didn't see a girl or any other people in the car, but he noticed the car was still running. The lights were still on.
Come out of the car slowly, with your hands raised.
He made several cautious steps towards the vehicle. He looked from one side to the other as his radio called to him again.
Stand by, Trooper. Backup units are on the way.
Villalobos could see the lights and hear the sirens coming, but there was no one in or around the abandoned vehicle. He then heard a strange sound emanating above him. He later debriefed that he and the other two vehicles shook and were lifted off of the ground momentarily, while a powerful hum intensified above him. He claimed his feet were no longer on the ground. Trooper Villalobos then looked skyward and witnessed the unexplainable, a large cylindrical object which then vanished instantaneously into the vastness of the star-filled sky. He and the two vehicles then returned gently to the ground.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little teaser. And again, let me know below how you feel about it. And Once again, thank you so much for joining us on Talking GK with Conway, and be good to one another and stay clear of all those nasty viruses. Aloha.
This has been Talkin GK with Conway. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends.